guys, I have also started recording the example that we are going to do today. Let's say that our example, we are going to do something like this. Let me bring a notepad. So here we are going to take two numbers from input, right? We are going to take two numbers. Basically, let's say we will be supplying instead of taking from input, we will be supplying two numbers and a symbol to a method. Symbol means it will be plus, minus, and then multiplication, and then division or modulus, okay, to a method. So the method will calculate result on numbers and the symbol. Do you have understand like what we are trying to achieve here?
You're just multiplying two numbers, subtracting two numbers based on the symbol.
Based on the symbol. So we are going to write a method where we are going to supply two numbers and a symbol, and based on the symbol, it will, if it is a plus, it will do the addition. If it is a minus, it will do the subtraction. If it is a multiplication, it will do a multiplication. Now the goal here, what is the learning objective? The learning objective here is to use character variable, is to use conditional statement, if else if ladder, okay, and to use object oriented as well, okay. So you will see how we do that. So let's say that I think we have a folder here, core Java topics. So let's bring here, I'm going to, inside there, I'm going to create a new class. I'm going to name it as my calculator, and I want to include a main method as well there. Okay. Now inside my calculator, I will have a method here. What is that method? My method will be, let's say we will be returning, so there will be a double, actually it will be integer, int and calculate results. The name of the method will be calculate results, and here this particular method will have a 90 num1 and then 90 num2 and then character operator, symbol operator, and here we will have a, let's say we will have a result variable and the result. Now we will So um, definitely you have to, since you have a integer return type, you have to return something, right? So let's say initially we put here equal to result 0, and we are going to return result. Okay, now, so before we return result, we have to process the uh, process the result. So if you take a look here, if if and then I'm going to put this, if our symbol is this symbol operator, if our symbol operator is operator equal to uh, plus, symbol equal to plus, then result will be result will be result equal to num1 plus num2. Okay, else 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 if you put a space num, else if it is minus, then result will
uh, look at in global variable when it declares some variable, we put zero when we try to return some int like values, right?
so you can, if you can, if you wish, you, if you do not want to put anything, that is fine as well.
What is the purpose to put equal
So
to
let's
zero?
say that you initialize, if you, let's say that if you do not have any value, you want to return 0. That is the purpose. Let's say during your processing, your goal, if you do not get any result, then okay, return 0 or return 1. This is the purpose. Like uh,
Default value.
can you see, we are processing result in the if condition. If the condition is true, you have, if you have to return something, then you initialize that.
One or zero or something.
Yeah, whatever you require. Okay, let's come to the next statement. You will understand more once we are done. So let's say that if the symbol is multiplication, then you come here result equal to this, then I'm going to put, if the symbol equal to division, oh, division is this, then return num by num2. Okay, and then I'm going to put else if symbol equal to modulus operator, then you do result equal to this modulus. Okay, else right, else we're gonna put, let's say um, we're gonna print out dot println. Yes, I'm gonna print here we, the operator is invalid. Okay, now let's do this. I'm going to create an object of this my calculator. 1 second. So you come here. You come here in my calculator and you declare an object equal to so here what you do is now you call this method dot what is the method calculate result. Okay, when you calculate result you have to send two values. Let's say we are going to send 4 and 2 as 3 and then symbol as plus. Plus is a character, so you have to put it in the quotation. Okay, now if you run it, what will happen? Can anyone tell me?
4 plus 3.
Yeah.
7.
4 plus 3, 7. Okay, so
The first statement, if the first statement.
okay, if you run it, was it able to print?
Like the print statement.
So here is the thing, we have to, like when we are calling, right, we have to put it in a, remember that we have to put it in a print statement. System dot out dot println.
Is there any limit like if it's statement we can put how many times else or this kind of?
No, it doesn't have any limit.
I searched couple programming in the loop also we can give this comparison like comparison statement like that, right?
Yep.
If you have like more than like, many times you click on this, we can give the comparison statement in the loop also.
Yep, yeah, we can give. Definitely. So now if you execute it, right, you will see that result equal to 7. Result equal to 7. If you put minus
1.
yeah, 1. If you put multiplication,
12.
12. If you put division, if you put division, can you see that it is becoming a, it is becoming a 1. It is not taking, like when you divide 4 by 3, it will be 1. Since our result is integer variable, it will not keep the whatever we have after the decimal point, it will not keep it.
If we put a double, then it become a point something.
Right, so it will keep all of the double, but since we have used integer, the purpose here, since we have used integer, it is not keeping that this whatever we have after the decimal point, it is not keeping it. But put, let's say that if you put here, if you put 9, right, then you will see that it will give you accurate result. Okay, it didn't give us accurate result, right? Oh, we have used, can you see, we have used modulus operator, right? Coming back to the modulus operator, let's use this. So result is, can you see, when we have used division operator, the result is 3. Now let's get back to the modulus operator. Okay, what that modular operator does, modulus operator does, gives the remainder. So let's say when you divide 9 by 3, do you have any remainder? You have remainder 0. But when you divide, let's say if I execute it now, it will be printing 0, right? But if you 10 here, then what will it print? Or 11 here, then what will it print?
One or what does modulus do again?
It prints the remainder.
So modulus, what it does, let's say if you divide 11 by 3, let me do this quick math here. Let me bring print. What modulus does is, let's say,
It'll print 1.
let's say that you have 11, right? Right? And then if you divide that 11 by 3, by actually, let me clear everything. Let me write it in another way. So let's say that we have 11, right? And then let's put something here. Say you want to divide it by
3.
3. So it go
So it goes 3 times.
it go 3 times.
The
So you
remainder will
put
be 2.
3 here. So when you do this, 3 times 3 is 9. So you put over there,
It's 3.
you put 3, and here is 9. So you put 9 here, 9. And then when you do subtraction,
Oh, it's 2.
so here, no, here what? What is the remainder here? The remainder is 2, right? Is that, do you understand up to this? So, huh? What is that? Yeah, it is not that easy, right? Okay, so we have remainder 2. Basically, what it will do, the remainder operator will do this. If the remainder operator, it will calculate the remainder. This is the remainder operator, so it will always calculate the remainder. In Bangla, we call it bhagshesh. Okay, bhagshesh. Yeah, when you do divide something, then you, if you have remainder, you can do fractional, or the remainder operator will calculate what is remain, what you cannot divide. Okay, you got it. So now if you execute, that remainder operator will calculate that too. Okay, let's say that if you put here 14, then what will happen?
Still, I think so.
14, if you divide 14 by 3, 3 times 4 is 12, and then you have 2.
Oh, 2.
That 2 will be printed, right? You will see that it will still print, right? Okay, let's say if you put 16, then what will happen?
1. Printing 1.
Because 3 times 5 is 15, you have, it will be printing 1, right? Now let's say that instead of this, like we have written condition for plus operator, minus operator, multiplication operator, division operator, and this, what is called this modulus operator. Now if you put, instead of this, if you put a operator that is, let's say if you put this operator, then what will happen?
One kind of operator.
Hmm?
One kind of operator.
We haven't write any condition.
It'll print The operator is invalid.
It will print the operator is invalid. You will see that it will be printing the operator is invalid. So the operator is invalid and result equal to 0. So what is happening here? You understand this. We have used if else if ladder. This is called if else if ladder. Can you see? If this do this, else if this do this, else if this do this, else if this do this. This is if else if ladder. And then we have used here conditional. Can you see the boolean statement? And then we have used, based on the operator, we have used, we have calculated the value. So any question that you want to ask me on this?
Could you also, like, instead of doing the print line on line 24, could you just set the another print line before the return result?
What is that?
Could you also just print out the results without doing the entire concatenation?
Like without printing it after creating the object, can you print it in the
Yeah.
method class?
Yeah, we can print it.
Before the return result.
I have used a return statement. So if you do not use return statement, if you use void, yeah, you can print it from here. All right. So any question on this? Any further question? If you do not have any question, you will be doing it in your next session.
You don't have to set it as public, the method.
The method, if you do not set as public, then it is automatically it is default. If it is a default, then default method you can access from any class inside the same package. If it is a default method, but you cannot access it. Let's say you have another package here, you cannot access that method from another package.
I get it.
Okay, so to access it from another method, you would have to declare it as public.
To access it from another method, you have to declare it as public. Yeah. Another, if it is, let's say if it is from another package, right? Then you have to declare it as public.
And if you don't declare it as public, by default it is
By default, it is
public anyway.
if you do not declare it as public, by default it is default. There is another return public, private, and then there is another type default.
So right now, since you didn't declare it public, like you didn't put public there, by default it is public.
Mm-hmm.
And can you
By default it is not public. By default it is not public. By default there is another, like, let's say you put here public, right? Or you put here private, right? Or you put default. There is another type default. You do not normally mention it, but there is a type default.
It's already default.
No, it is not already default. We are saying that if you do not say public or private, by default it is default.
Something like right now is we can mention it as default.
Default, yeah.
What's the example of block?
Example of what block? What block?
Like, what do they mean by block?
So, oh, blog. Do you mean BLOG?
No. BLOCK.
So block means code block. So here, if you take a look, can you see from here to here? This is a block. Again, from here to here, this is a block, code block. Yep. Block means block of code. Okay. Do you have any further question on this example? You'll be able to do that by yourself.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So at this point, your homework will be basically, I will be sending a video as well on inheritance. So you will be going through that video, and then in that video, whatever we have discussed, you will be doing it. And on top of that, this example, and then if you haven't done different data types, examples on different data types, you do it, and that's will all will be today.
You're gonna send this video too?
Yeah, I'll be sending this video. Yeah, I'll be sending this video. I'll be sending another video regarding inheritance. Okay, you will be inheritance is very straightforward. You study that. If you have any question, I'll be answering your question in the next session. Sounds good, everyone? Okay, and do not forget to keep reading. I'll be sharing that interview questions document with you, Nazmul. Actually, I couldn't put more interview questions this week. I'm planning to put more interview questions. Hopefully, look at those questions and make reading, keep reading, so that you can talk about these interview questions. These are important.
Sounds good.
All right, guys, talk to you. Stay safe in this long weekend, and we'll talk again in next Sunday. Okay. Thank you. We are having a little bit short session today due to some issues here. So we'll talk again. Bye.